The girl saw her future self in the mirror on her wedding day. 10 years from now she would be crippled and covered in scars. The reflection desperately warned her not to marry her fiancé, because that man had been secretly involved with her maid all along. If she went through with the marriage, the entire royal household would be destroyed. The girl didn't believe it at all. After all, she was the legitimate daughter of the royal family, and a princess personally bestowed the title by the emperor himself. Her fiancé was just a newly appointed scholar, who only had his position today thanks to the royal family's support. How dare he betray her like this? Seeing the girl's disbelief, the reflection told her something specific. At noon today, a black horse would go wild in the manor. Her fiancé would definitely save the maid first. Then the girl would understand everything. The girl wanted to ask more questions, but the maid was calling her from outside the door, saying her fiancé had arrived with the betrothal gifts. The girl followed her mother to the front courtyard filled with doubt. The scholar fiancé had been waiting there with his gifts for quite some time. The girl looked around and saw no black horse anywhere. She couldn't help but suspect the reflection's words were unreliable. Looking at her fiancé's loving gaze, the girl thought she might be overthinking everything. But just as she was about to step forward to greet him, chaos suddenly erupted outside the gate. A crazed black horse burst through the guards, charging straight into the courtyard, heading right for her. In that critical moment, her fiancé lunged forward, but he bypassed the girl and grabbed the maid instead. The girl stood there frozen, thinking her life was over. Fortunately, the young lord suddenly appeared and saved her. After the black horse was subdued, the maid hastily pushed the fiancé away. Only then did the fiancé come over to apologize, saying he was too panicked and saved the wrong person by mistake. The girl felt chills all over her body after hearing this. Everything the mirror said was true. Her fiancé and her maid had both betrayed her. She announced on the spot that the engagement was cancelled. The fiancé immediately panicked, desperately trying to explain himself, but the girl had already seen through his true nature. Back in her room, the girl immediately questioned the mirror about what happened next. It turned out the scumbag married her and used the royal family's influence to climb the ranks, but in the end he falsely accused the royal family of treason, leading to the deaths of everyone in the household. Although the engagement was now broken off, the royal family's fate still hadn't changed. To completely turn things around, she had to make sure the treacherous couple would never rise to power. Just then the maid came into the room. First she praised the scumbag scholar endlessly. Then she said all of the capital was competing to have him as a son-in-law. If they didn't act now, it would be too late. The girl sneered to herself. The maid claimed to have her best interests at heart, but every sentence was actually helping the scumbag. Clearly worried that once the marriage was cancelled she'd never see him again, so the girl deliberately tested the maid, asking if she wanted to marry the scumbag herself. The maid put on a show of loyalty, saying she wouldn't dare covet her mistress's match, but the hairpin on her head gave her away. That hairpin was identical to the one the scumbag had given the girl. Despite the maid's desperate explanations, the girl didn't care anymore. Later the mother noticed the girl looking haggard lately, and specially invited the imperial physician to examine her. After the examination was complete and the physician was about to leave, the girl suddenly stopped him, asking him to examine the maid's health as well. The maid's face immediately turned pale, instinctively covering her stomach with her hand.